Hi and welcome. So today I want to share with you how filling your cup up might not be the best way to resolve your emotional eating. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and emotional eating expert. And today I wanted to talk about this term, filling your cup up. So it's not to say there's anything wrong with filling your cup up. I think that sometimes when we hear certain advice, we think like, yes, if I keep doing this, I'm going to feel good. And what I've found with a lot of advice is that it tends to be a band-aid. We need to dive deeper. So I have nothing against filling your cup up or doing things that make you feel good. But when it comes to emotional eating, sometimes when we're doing these things, they're band-aids and they're really on the surface. And so this is something that I went through for years where I was, doing affirmations, trying to do all the things I thought I needed to do to feel good and still not getting anywhere. And part of the reason that filling your cup up doesn't work is that your cup is already full with something else. And it's, when we're emotional eaters, we think we have to meet our needs. We're not meeting our needs. What's really going on is that we are meeting our needs, but in a dysfunctional way. So there's already something in the cup trying to meet our needs. It's just not being met in the way we want. And then we add in more things to feel good, but there's already something taking up the space there. So it's like there is now this fight and there's this resistance because the old way of how we've been doing it is still there. And so what we actually need to do is to empty out our cup. We need to wash our cup. We need to clean it out before we can put in this new way of being. And so this is something that just came to me because I always hear about filling your cup, and I'm like, but why doesn't it work? And it's because there's so much going on under the surface of emotional eating. Emotional eating is a coping pattern, and it's the way we've been meeting a lot of our needs or trying to meet our needs, because it's not actually getting to the deeper need, but it's sort of, taking up space in our cup. And so, this is when we go to food to soothe ourselves whenever any discomfort or uncomfortable emotions come up. We use it to soothe. And in order to replace that habit or to change that behavior, we need to clean it out. We need to resolve it, because when something is dysfunctional, it needs to be resolved and it needs to be processed out. And so all of the amazing advice out there telling us to feel good and to try X, Y, and Z, it does have a place, but we need to do this step first. We need to start clearing things out and understanding that there's a deeper pattern and a deeper pull at play. So our cup has already been filled. It might be stale coffee. You can think it's something in there that's just not working. It's not satisfying us, but it's still taking up that room. And we need to take that step of taking it out, pouring it out, and then refilling with something more appetizing and something that we'd actually want. And so, the reason the cup is full and this pattern is there is that the emotional eating pattern, this coping mechanism, has now been around for a really long time. A lot of the times with clients, when we do the deeper work, this pattern comes from childhood. It's building up. It's, rooting itself in our behavior, in our mind's pathways. And so it's really deep. And so then we're also putting other patterns on top of it with a dieting mentality and body image issues, and the pattern is sort of growing and growing. And so to sort of just add something on top, it doesn't have the power or strength to really wipe out that pattern. We need to go deeper and really process out this old way of being and find new ways that we can feel good. And so part of the way we do that, of course, we're cleaning up. That's sort of the bigger picture, is where we want to clean out the cup before we fill it with something new. But we have to do this in sort of this step-by-step way. And what I found through my journey and working with clients is that there are different things that need to be happening. So the way I work with this with clients is through the different phases of the Emotional Eating Evolution program, which is my step-by-step method with lots of support, guidance, and a way to move forward. So whenever you get stuck, and a big reason that this is important is that you might have the steps, but as you're moving through the transformation from where you are to where you want to be, a lot of fear and doubt and uncertainty comes up because you're moving into a new way of being, and we love familiarity. And so if we don't know that what we're going through is actually how transformation works, or we don't have the tools to help us, smoothly go through that, we tend to go back. And this is how the resistance or the old way of being wins us over again and again, and why we can't make progress. And so this is an important factor, the support and the guidance, and someone there to see the bigger picture of the journey. And so as you're moving through the different phases of the program, I'll just sort of outline them. The different phases are true nourishment and strategic digestion, body acceptance, emotional wellness, and lifestyle. And so as you're moving through each of these phases, different sort of resistance will come up and different sort of parts of you, because what's happening is going to be different. So you might try something, and as the resistance comes up, we need a way to move through it and process. And so that's where the support and guidance of the program comes in, as well as the deeper work with the somatic meditation, so you can move forward and create the change that you're wanting to make. And you're always checking in with you consciously. What do you want? Because these patterns, these resistances, this emotional eating pattern is subconscious and it has a lot of power. So we need to be able to navigate it in a way where we are able to transform a bigger part of you, this more powerful part, so that it can be on board. And this is, how we change patterns. It's sort of been embedded in us from so long that we need a particular way to work with it. And the way that I work with clients is through the somatic meditation. Sometimes we can have more behavioral change. It just depends on your situation. But there is, this navigation through these areas, because with this pattern, and what I've seen in women is that they tend to have a diet mentality. So there's a lot of restriction. There's not a lot of connection with the body and hunger. There's a lot of body image issues and putting our worth into our body, ignoring our body's rhythms and rituals, and really not being aware of our emotions and how to move through and process them and transform them so we can move forward in the way that we want. And so the program is designed to help you navigate through those areas, because that's what's holding you back from feeling at ease around food, feeling confident in your body. You're sort of buying into this old way of being, and this is where the diets and our societal sort of, society telling us we should look a certain way to be accepted. These sort of beliefs are just in our atmosphere, and we need to move past them and create this new healthy relationship to food, our body, and our emotions in order to really release this pattern. And so this is amazing, and this is how we actually fill our cup with what we want. But it's a process. It's just like if you have a cup that's already been filled with something, we need to pour it out, clean it out, and then add in the new thing. We're not starting off empty. The only time we were starting off as pretty much an empty cup, in this sense, was when we were really little, and it got filled with a lot of crap and a lot of things that we didn't really need or didn't help us. Maybe at the time it helped us cope and sort of survive. But now we want to resolve this and we want to thrive. So we have to empty it out and put in a new way of being that's going to help us move forward and feel good. So I hope everything that I've shared with you today has given you more insight on why we need to clean up what's been going on and sort of create this fresh start for ourselves. But that takes work to sort of remove what's there and create this fresh slate so that we can put in what we really want. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd also love to invite you to check out the Emotional Eating Evolution program. So inside of the program, we work through this. We work through cleaning out the cup, putting in new ways of being, and really getting into the roots so that we can move forward in a really powerful way and start feeling at ease in our body and confident and free, and also feeling that way around food so that we are resolving this pattern and moving forward in a way that is more functional. So check that out. I'll put the link below. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't, and I look forward to sharing more with you, and I hope you have a great day.